Today's news.
Hitting the road. It's a weekend getaway. We do it every year on Memorial Day. Closing in on consensus.
The deal would cap federal spending for the next 2 years.
Reprimand after 10-year-old rape victim's abortion.
It's incredibly important to understand the real-world impacts of the laws.
Good morning. I'm Steve Kathan with the CBS World News Roundup. It's being billed as one of the busiest travel days in years, with millions jamming the nation's airports and highways. Here's CBS's Jim Krasula.
AAA predicts a record number of Americans, more than 42 million, will be on the nation's highways and byways this Memorial Day weekend. Here along I-85 in Salisbury, North Carolina, Andrew Bryce told me he feels driving is more stressful than ever.
I have to always dodge different things on the road, and I pray that the roads become more safe.
Much of the long holiday weekend will be a washout across much of the southeast as a slow-moving coastal storm spins just offshore. It's a busy morning at the nation's airports. CBS's Chris Van Cleves at Chicago's O'Hare.
Packed airports that could be even busier today.
It feels good to travel again after a few years of staying home.
Annette Richmond got to the airport more than 3 hours before her flight, taking no chances with her big Memorial Day European cruise.
Delays, mix up of flights, anything with the cruise.
Tim Lawley is just trying to take whatever the summer rush brings in stride.
Airports next on the destination list.
Members of Congress are headed home for the holidays. CBS's Nancy Cordes tells us negotiators are said to be making progress on the debt ceiling talks.
New signs a deal could be close at hand after another late night for negotiators.
We've been talking to the White House all day. We're going back and forth.
Sources familiar with the talks say the deal under discussion would cap overall federal spending levels for the next 2 years. Military and veterans funding would increase slightly next year, while domestic spending would dip slightly or remain flat.
New trouble for Texas State Attorney General Ken Paxton, who's been embroiled in scandal for months.
A Republican-led investigative committee unanimously recommended the impeachment. Committee Chair Andrew Murr.
The chair moves that the committee adopts the articles of impeachment against Warren Kenneth Paxton, Attorney General of the state of Texas.
Investigators revealed Wednesday Paxton may have committed at least 3 felonies ranging from abuse of office to bribery. Attorney Chris Hilton works in Paxton's office.
This committee, by not allowing us to be heard here today, is trying to thwart the will of the voters.
If the Texas House approves the articles, a trial would take place in the state Senate. Chris Fox for CBS News, Austin.
Oath Keepers leader Stuart Rhodes will appeal his 18-year prison sentence for his role in planning the Capitol attack. CBS's Scott McFarland says it sends a message to others who were also convicted of seditious conspiracy.
This 18-year sentence for Stuart Rhodes might be the high water mark, but it sure does lay a foundation for those defendants still to come. There are hundreds more arrests still expected, even 2 years later.
Indiana's medical board has ruled a doctor who provided an abortion for a 10-year-old Ohio rape victim violated her patient's privacy by discussing the case with a reporter.
I did not release any protected health information. I complied with all patient confidentiality and HIPAA laws.
Dr. Caitlin Bernard was fined but will keep her license. Researchers have now identified a dozen key symptoms to distinguish long COVID, health problems that can last for months or years. CBS News medical contributor Dr. Celine Gounder.
People were more likely to have long COVID and more severe long COVID if they were infected with an earlier variant before Omicron. And they were more likely to have long COVID if they've been infected multiple times.
It's 4 minutes after the hour.
Well, that's today's news. Today's news. I didn't hear any good news, did you? I didn't think so. I guess it's all about perspective. The glass is half full. Well, as always, I want to thank you again for coming along with me on these Dash Cam News adventures. You know the drill. Peace, love, and all that hippie jazz. Bye-bye, everybody.